Mheshimiwa Rais, sasa kwa heshima naomba uniruhusu nimkaribishe the wives of Deputy President of Kenya, ambapo kuna short clip, kuna short speech ambayo naye atatoa kwa ajili ya salamu kwanza kutoka Kenya, lakini na vile vile kusalimia wajane na vile vile kuhamasisha wajane na vijana kuwahamasisha vile vile. Your Excellency, most welcome, please.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, the President of Zanzibar, Hussein Ali Mwinyi, Her Excellency, the First Lady of Zanzibar, Miriam Mwinyi, Her Excellency, the First Lady of Zimbabwe, Ozeria Mnangagwa, Excellencies and heads of delegation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, when you come after such a presentation by a mother who is also identifying with such a condition, you wonder what to say, because she has said it all. Mama, we love you and we respect you. Your Excellency, let me first admit that widowhood is not a choice. Widowhood comes naturally. In Africa, we have various sources of this widowhood, and one of them is internal conflicts. We have accidents, we have drug and substance abuse, and many other related issues that bring widowhood. And as I stand here, I will say that widowhood doesn't respect race, it doesn't respect gender, religion, color, or status. So we are all candidates of widowhood, whether you are a man or even a woman. Therefore, it is very important that we do prepare and make sure that we have policy frameworks that work to make sure that we do respect and honor that particular space. It is my great honor to address you today here in Zanzibar, and I thank the Union of African Widows for extending the invitation, and I commend the organizers of the summit, the first of its kind in Africa. Receive warm greetings from the government and the citizens of the Republic of Kenya, and allow me also to bring the greetings of His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua. He is in South Africa. I'm sure he would have accompanied me here, so receive his greetings. I'm also very appreciative of the hospitality and the courtesies that has been accorded to me and the delegation here in Zanzibar. We are very grateful. This summit comes at a time when the world is facing an increase in number of widows, currently estimated at 258 million. In Kenya, the national survey indicates an estimated 8 million widows, which comprises of 15% of the total population. Widows in Africa are very unique, and perhaps we must admit that in Africa, widowhood is very different from other countries. The African widow hardly decides to go and get married. They don't remarry. And therefore, we must come up with policy framework that gives them safety net together with their children so that they can be able to live like human beings. When I look around, I see that when a woman husband dies, the first thing you find is that woman has to suffer the grief of losing a partner. The next one, she's disenfranchised. The communities put her into oblivion. And that loss of a loved one and having other children with her, some of them who have children, they now face poverty and other problems and challenges because they cannot even be able to access their own land. I come from a widow background. My father died when I was very young. And in 2 years, we had experienced what our mother here has said. Our land was sold. We moved from where we had our inheritance, and I grew up in a ghetto. And I had to struggle with challenges, and my mother having to feed the 8 children with her. Her family could not accept her because we had 4 young men, and they were my uncles. They thought these young men would come and disinherit them. And so the loss of a husband removes a cover and exposes the woman to very many challenges. And it is time that Africa starts to decide and to come up with policy framework that keeps the safety net to these widows and their children. Unfortunately, for the widows who decide not to remarry, and it is about 90% of them, they suffer that loss. Men, for instance, when a wife passes away, it doesn't take very long for them to remarry and also to have a better life. But for women, we are different. So widows in Kenya face various challenges that include economic insecurity, discrimination, poverty, and stigmatization, harmful traditional practices, as our mother has said, and gender-based violence. These challenges are made worse by the patriarchal nature of cultural practices. The African communities also have limited opportunities that are available to the women in areas of education, training, and in the employment spaces. In addition, bureaucracies in illegal and succession processes further prompt economic and social insecurities. I believe these challenges are also experienced in other countries. The theme of this summit, Women in Widowhood, Reforming the African Space, is therefore timely, and as Victor Hugo said, nothing else in the world, not all the armies is powerful than idea whose time has come. For sure, this is the idea whose time has come, and it's time to reform the African space and make widows to thrive in all spheres of life. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my office recognizes the economic empowerment of widows. My office recognizes the economic empowerment of widows, and we believe that widows can play a great role in eradicating poverty and promoting gender equality and fostering of inclusive economic growth. In this regard, I have initiated income-generating programs targeting widows across the country. I am happy these efforts are bearing fruits. The widows are now able to feed and support their families. I believe that empowerment of women significantly contributes to the socio-economic transformation of a nation. As it is said, when you empower a man, you empower an individual. But when you empower a woman, you empower a community. Finally, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I note that I am a panelist in one of the discussions on economic empowerment, widows in empowerment for widows in the widows, the economic landscape, formulating strategies for inclusive participation. I'm looking forward to be fruitful into this fruitful deliberation and engagement in the summit. God bless you and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Please let us clap for once again. Kenya yetu hakuna matata. Ni kweli. Thank you very much, the wives of Deputy President of Republic of Kenya, our neighbor, our neighbor, our father-in-law, sister-in-law. Yeah. Mheshimiwa Rais, tunashukuru sana baada ya hotuba hii fupi ambayo imetolewa na mke wa naibu rais wa Kenya, ambayo inaonekana pia kwamba sio swala la Tanzania au la Zanzibar. It's an issue, the matter of Africa and world in general. So thank you very much for dealing with this, and you are giving us the challenges and what to do, what to take in action, how to deal with the widows as an African people or as the people in the world in general. So thank you very much for your speech.